I was having a bit of a stinker today. Well, I had a good start to the day, and then, you just get sucked into, like, shit. Dealing with shit. And then feeling like, yeah. That was going on. So, I've been avoiding going to boxing classes for years. Years. I love boxing. I've done it for about, I don't know, 10, 12 years or something. And that's the first class I've ever been to. I think initially I felt intimidated in boxing gyms. And then, so I'd always do one-on-ones. And then, when everything happened to me, I'm not good in social stuff. I get overwhelmed in social situations, especially with new people. It's like anxiety, but comes from not feeling safe, because obviously I felt not safe when I was a kid, because I was in this mad situation. So I've not been very good at feeling like grounded and safe from that. Some of that's still definitely attached is probably the wrong word, but I'm still, because I had panic attacks. I had so many panic attacks after I found out about what happened. I had a huge, I think I've said it on it before, I had a huge one in the middle of Euston Station on the platform because the guy wouldn't let me on the train. And I was like, mate, I need to get on, please. I'm going to have a huge panic attack. And he's like, I don't care. Power trip. And yeah, I had a really, really big one. Biggest one. One of the biggest ones I've ever had. So for like 6 months, I couldn't really leave the house because I was just having panic attacks. So my missus was doing all the shopping and that. And I'd just drive to the shop and wait in the car, and that was literally all I could do. And she supported me so much, like, she's my hero, really. Look, I know she is my hero. Her and Duncan Ferguson. Ooh, did that come out my nose? Oh God, that's not good for a video, is it? Oh, look at these titties and belly. But yeah, like, I've been putting off going to a boxing class. What am I doing? For years, and I just went to one. I've been to Martin Murray's place before, but I went then to the class, and yeah, it was good. My back hurt a lot, which is not ideal. The thing is, when you go when you're not properly fit, you open yourself up to the possibility of getting injured. And then you're the new guy who's not fully partaking, basically. And that has been me on a number of occasions. It happened with rugby. Happened with rugby like 3 times. It's happened with boxing. It's just, should really just take my time and get fit properly. But this is like an injury because of the car crash. And I'm on the strongest painkillers on the highest dose. Gabapentin, 600 milligram. 2. So it's like the highest dose of the strongest painkiller they've got, basically. Other than, like, I guess morphine. But anyway, I've been stretching it, and it started to feel better. And I was like, I think part of it's linked to the root chakra, like the safety thing. I think there's definitely a theme with me about not feeling safe. I was gonna say don't put my shoes on the sofa, but it's a dog sofa, so it's fine. So yeah, I went to the thing. It was good, man. I enjoyed it. I haven't trained for about 4 months because of the car crash and everything, and it was nice to get back. I just got in a mood, and I was like, do you know what? I'm not waiting for life to happen. Like, I'm just gonna figure out a way. And sort of did. I mean, I've know some stretches now that'll keep it. I will hopefully keep the pain, but I know that I've hurt it again, but just how badly. Hopefully not very badly, because I'd really just like to be consistent, and just keep it up and just do it regularly. And the problem that I have is, like, I like going 100%, 110%, 120%. I like to go as hard as possible, and that's not sustainable. Like, sometimes it's good, but it's not sustainable. That's what happened with me with the rugby thing. I went 100 miles an hour, I went 140 million%. Couldn't go any harder, and I got hurt. Got really hurt. So I do the math training where it's like slow, low, just keep going, just tick it over. keep your heart rate down and just, what did my dad say? Minutes, not miles. So just slowly, just do it. It doesn't matter how fast you're going, just do it consistently and try and do it for a long time. But it's hard, man. Like training smarter, or not harder, when it's difficult. When you first get into sorting your like fitness and sorting your head out and getting in the right mindset and stuff like that, it's getting you off the sofa, isn't it, and getting you going. That's like the difficult thing for most people. And then it got to like, okay, now I'm really into it, I love it, this is good, I get like a buzz from going really hard. And then I get injured. But and then the fun bit comes when it gets hard. There's like that moment where it's like, this is hard, and then I get a rush, and it's like, oh, I feel alive almost. It's a buzz. It's a buzz. So I have to work smarter, not harder, because if you do 6 in a week, if you do 5 6 out of 10s, you get to 30. Yeah, 5 6 out of 10s is 30. If you go 10 out of 10 twice a week, you get 20. Or even if you go 9 out of 10 3 times a week, you still end up with less points, and you increase the risk of injury, and you get less points over time, less training miles, less training points. At the end of the year, it builds up. But I don't know, I'm not that bothered about the whole ego thing now. That panic attack in Euston Station helped with that. I did feel my ego was bruised tonight because I really, really don't like being the new guy and also not joining in properly. Yeah, but it was fun. I'm proud of myself for going. I've been avoiding that for years, properly. I don't know why. I guess when I first started, I was a bit intimidated, but I don't know. It's like when you go to tattoo studios for the first time, it's a bit intimidating, and then it's just like, it's well fun. Everyone's really nice. I guess it's like that. New environment, but yeah. Yeah, I enjoy boxing. It's really, really good. I love it. I don't enjoy it, I absolutely love it. My left wrist, I've got pussy wrists though. Every time I throw that left hook on the heavy bag, I'm just gonna keep training now. I've had enough, it's pissing me off. I just won't go 100%, and that's really difficult. So that's a lot, I think. I'm pleased, got some endorphins. I went for a run before, and then I got in a mood about something. I was like, fuck it, I'm going. I've been putting this off for ages. My back was feeling alright. So, yeah, man. Positive. Yeah, saw the baby today. That kid, honestly. I'm an empath, so I have a very, very strong connection with the dogs. And I have the capacity to have very intense relationships with people. And that kid is, I could just watch him sleep, literally. We got to nursery, he fell asleep, he was completely out. We went to drop him off at nursery and he was asleep, and I was just like, I don't want to wake you, I just want to watch. I don't want to give you to nursery, I want to keep you with me. It's just like, just watching him like plod and just, I don't know, it's a really special thing. I think I'm really loving this bit of, he's still a baby, but he's also a toddler. And it is just like the coolest thing. And the dogs are doing good. The dogs are doing well. I've been reading more about training them, and that seems to be working, thank God. I can't believe I got a staffy for my first dog. I remember reading the thing and it said about they're an advanced breed, and I was like, how hard could it be? It's a dog. Well hard. But that's a lot. A lot of mixed feelings. Really pleased we went to boxing. Slightly worried about my back. Disappointed that I couldn't take in the whole thing, the whole session. Pleased that I went. Excited for where I go with it. I feel like I'm in the right place there. And determined, is that a feeling? Oh, it's so annoying having to do smarter over harder though. Oh, it's annoying. I need to get my back sorted. Probably need to, I've got an appointment with a specialist. They take ages, don't they? Because the country's on its arse. We've got no money left, but yeah, I hope it won't be even if they want to do surgery. I'm not comfortable with them going in because I don't think it'll ever be the same. But I just can't train or play at the moment, But it's decidedly better. Not here to whinge, are we? It's decidedly better than it was. Thank God. I was sleeping on the floor. At one point, I was sleeping on the floor. I will show you where I was sleeping. I was sleeping in. I was sleeping. There. On the floor, next to the sofa, listening, yes, to Reiki music, because it's all about the Zen in this place. Yeah. I was sleeping on the floor, I couldn't sleep in the bed, it was too painful. I'm like Tom Hanks at the end of Castaway. Tom Hanks at the end of Castaway, where he can't sleep on the bed. He has to sleep on the floor next to the bed, because he's been living in a cave. I was like a caveman. My back was that bad, I turned into a caveman. To be fair, a caveman would probably be a lot more skinny, because this caveman has access to chocolate, which I have a complicated relationship with. It's kept me alive, but I'd really love to be a very successful athlete, and it's stop smoking, stop drinking, stop meat, I've stopped Diet Cokes, I've stopped caffeine, I've stopped Nicorette, I've stopped a lot of shit. Going out, shagging about. I've changed, leopard can't change its spots, fucking can. If you want it to, it can. It depends how badly the person wants it. I literally will go to any end for progress. And it's kept me alive, sugar, but yeah. If you have a settled personal life and you're kind of maybe a little bit lazy, or you're kind of feeling unfulfilled, or maybe like a little bit lacking in purpose, or a bit bitter, or you're not happy with how things are going, you have the ability to sort that out quite easily. If you've got a settled personal life and like you got your health, you haven't really got all that much excuse. And it's you that's holding yourself back. The healing starts when the blaming stops is a really cool phrase. There's a big but though. Literally, because if you've got a big but, it's because you're not getting off it. In order to get off it, you need to be a bit like, fuck, I'm not really fulfilling my potential here. And then find a goal, set your purpose, get something to get you out of bed in the morning. Because otherwise, what's life about? Like, going and getting pissed at the weekend. Why do you think binge drinking's so popular in the UK? It's because we had disposable income and access to alcohol. So, yeah, I'm tired now. These videos always drain me. It's just an empath. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Good session, sore back, hopefully okay. Very proud of myself for going, been putting that off for years. It was absolutely fine, the lads are really sound. And I think it was like the tattoo thing when you first go, it's a bit intimidating. I guess as well because of the boxing thing, it's all about, macho and fighting, but it's not really like that. Well, it depends where you go. It can be like that. I've been screw-faced a lot. I've been boxing in loads of different gyms, probably more than 10. in 2 different countries. And you can get screw-faced. And there are some unsavoury characters. But generally, lads are really sound. Especially these days. They're generally really sound. And it's a good little... They seem to have a really cool little click there. It doesn't seem to be super clicky. Everyone was friendly and stuff, and that's not always the way with newcomers. So, big shout out Wildcard and St Helens, because that was cool. That was the best. You know, you go into, like, when I've gone into rugby clubs, and it's like you're like a pariah for being a new guy. It's really, especially when you go up the levels. Like, I was training at like step 4, so like Premiership, Championship, National 1, National 2. I was training at that level, and like, clicky. Rugby union clubs seem to be very clicky, in my experience. I don't know. If there's any sound ones around Warrington, give me a shout. I'm thinking of going rugby league. But that's on the basis that I have a back. So, yeah, just jibber-jabbering. And tired, so gonna sign off. But I get lonely, man. I got no one to talk to, so I fucking talk to a screen. Which is... What is it? It's a bit sad. It never used to be like this. But progress, isn't it? I don't know. I do have mixed feelings about doing these videos, because partly it is because I want to leave messages that I've got a lot of information that I want to be able to share, and I don't know how else to do it. Partly is I want to share stuff in case anything happens to me, and my son's got access to, you know, seeing me and learning some life lessons that I may or may not be able to give him. And hopefully I will, but yeah, you never know in life. And yeah, I get lonely just on my own all the time. So it's pretty sad, isn't it? But at the same time, it's choiceful solitude, so it's kind of like, yeah. I really didn't like being called a misogynist the other day. How can you... How does someone look like a misogynist? What? You can't look like a misogynist. That's impossible. That's like saying... What's it like saying? That's quite difficult to find an example. It's like saying you like Weetabix crispy minis chocolate chip. You don't like them, so I don't like you. It's like, how the fuck would you know if I like Weetabix crispy minis chocolate chip? It's impossible for you to know that without talking to me. And then if I say something like, yo bitch, I don't like Weetabix crispy minis with chocolate chips, then you might be able to ascertain that I might be a misogynist that doesn't like Weetabix crispy minis with chocolate chips. But, as it goes, I do like them. And I'm very, very pro-women in my ideas. I actually think they should be put at the absolute pinnacle of society, and we should be worshipping them like goddesses, while they do the only thing that's ever been necessary in their history of everything, outside of capitalism, the gift of life. If it wasn't for women, we wouldn't be here. So that isn't celebrated because of the patriarchy that's oppressed them, and now they're all pissed off. Rightfully so, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that we do not celebrate the only important thing in the history of time: women and the gift of life. We're just there to be the fucking protector, sow the seed and keep everyone alive. That's a man's job. That's why we're here. That is the primary reason. That is the only reason why we are here. Our roles, our natural roles, and there's nothing wrong with that. Capitalism has us twisted into thinking, and the patriarchy, underneath the capitalist structure, that women should not have the pressure because of historically misogynistic norms. But there's not loads of misogyny in anywhere. I've never come across it. I never ever come across it in the UK, ever. I'm sure there is, but I've never, ever, 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 ever seen it in other countries. I have seen it. I have seen men like clap, like chop chop to their wives, and I was just like, she looked at me, and I was just like, I felt so sorry for her. They can't do it. And and there was a queue, right? England is not misogynistic. The UK is not misogynistic. I've seen a misogynistic culture, and the UK is not it. It's not. That's not in our culture. We're a historically Christian country. We're very forgiving. I've seen a man shout down women in a line, "That's enough! Like, stop it!" And they all shut up. Women can. I've seen cultures where women are second-grade citizens, and it's not to do with religion. It's to do with just kind of being just. I don't say arseholes then, but I need to be more grown up in my approach. What am I looking for? Like power trippy. Yeah, I hugely disagree with misogyny as it goes. And I think the whole system is completely wired the wrong way. I think it's probably purposely done that by the people who control it. And I think it's very important that women are worshipped like goddesses, and I think there's something to do with the feminine energy, like Mother Nature, and well, that's probably why the Taj Mahal was built, and there's something there that we're missing these days that we're not getting our heads around as a culture. And like there's still the stuff underneath the pyramids, and how are the pyramids, but like I think this is not the first time we've been here. This is not the first round of civilization. You know, we talk about Atlantis and things like that. I think there's probably a probability that there were civilizations prior, which is why we don't understand how the pyramids were built, that had different technologies and like understood things differently. It's probably related to sound, it's probably related to energy, it's probably related to Mother Nature and women and feminine energy. It's just theories I've been playing through in my head, but genuinely, women should be celebrated and held at the pinnacle, like goddesses. I don't think they should be encouraged to do the heavy lifting, in inverted commas. We do need men. Men are the strong providers, and the world can't, the universe, without men's hard work, laying roads and, you know, protecting us and providing, society crumbles. That's why I don't get why the whole push for pro-dominant women. It's not strong women. It's not strong women. There's no problem with strong women. It's dominant women. There's a difference. It's like anti-misogyny. It's like the whole misogyny thing is actually engineered for the opposite. It's like the opposite. It's like anti-man. It's not misogyny. It's there's a conceited, concerted push for anti-men. And I don't know if it's white men or just all men, but this like the UK is not a misogynistic culture. It's not. I've lived in ones that are. It's not. I don't know why that's being pushed on the TV so much. Like legacy media, please turn it off. Turn your tellies off. Which is completely ironic because I'm talking to a screen, and if anyone sees this, it's on a screen. But like independent media is so important because you're going straight to the horse's mouth. If you watch like edited stuff on legacy media now, you can't trust them. You cannot trust the people who purport to have your best interests at heart, because in my now physical, practical, felt and seen lived experience, the system is so in need of reform in so many different areas, including the justice system, which is, by the way, scarily managed. Having never been involved in anything like that, to have seen that now firsthand, scary how power corrupts so quickly and in such abhorrent misuses of power and authority, and the nature of the the nature of basically what I'm trying to say is the way that people are treated in that context is like shit on shoe. When and I do mean necessarily in my case, but I've seen the way that people are talked down to. Like I have the most respect for the bobbies on the street. Like those guys and girls are like fair fucks, like big respect. But there are some that are just bad actors, bad apples, and I think within the police you get to that point, you move up the ranks starting from the bobby by literally harnessing dissociation from trauma to be able, because obviously you see shit, heavy shit, but you get so used to it, or you dissociate from it, so you ignore it, that you become this other being, and it lacks empathy and remorse because it's been so badly treated. And I feel like the system is exploiting the mental health of these people that are in a system where they are almost celebrated for being tough. It is the most toxic, backward, unhealthy thing I've ever witnessed, and I have been through some shit. It's very, very dangerous, the mental health of the people that are being exploited by a system that then exploits their power and misuses it and hurts normal people. When a couple in particular, completely flawed, and I say that in the most loving yet disappointed sense. Like, they could do so much good, and they've been hurt so badly that they're just... To be fair though, there's a couple that's like, well, you're being a twat. Everybody knows you're being a twat. You know you're abusing your power, and we know you're abusing your power, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it because and they get... There was one like that. She didn't leave that because fortunately for me, I was able to articulate the things that were going on and share it in a way that they would be able to understand. But most people, I've been gifted with the gab, should we say, and because I was able then to put them in the place without overreacting, without getting angry to then exacerbate the problems on my own side, because I was able to control my emotions, and I was crying, but I was able to explain, like, this is not okay and this is why. They went from to looking at the floor, shifting round, but then knowingly hurting me on purpose. Yeah, 24 hours in solitary confinement. I actually enjoy it. It's pretty cool. Like, when do you ever get the opportunity to just lie there with the Bible and your thoughts, do some stretches? I found it a break. I was like, this is a holiday in the end. I've been more than one time, and in the end I was like, this is better than Butlins. I even fasted every time I went in. I was like, I'm not eating that food's for criminals. And I kind of like Hurricane Cartered it. Yeah, that guy that would sleep in the day and get up in the night because he was like taking the power back, or Nelson Mandela when he was saying like he quit smoking because they had the power over him. I was like, I'm not eating your food, I'll fast. So they threw me in there 24 hours on more than one occasion. And I was just like, nah. I actually enjoyed it. I'd sit there with the Bible and just focus and just process. Like, when do you ever get the opportunity just to sit there and just with nothing? I always used to like it on holiday when you'd have nothing else to do but you have your book and you get really stuck into your book. And then when I got home, I'd really enjoy reading, but as soon as you got another distraction, whether it be the PlayStation back in the day or TV or whatever, Netflix or bloody dogs, you don't get stuck into it. But yeah, it was a strange thing in the end, and I am very grateful for everything that happened to me, and it's made me a lot stronger because
disassociating, but then processing and going through it and living it. Reliving my abuse was the difficult one, which I actually have on camera. I don't think it's probably. I have the footage, and it is like, it's incredibly. I've not watched it. It's so heavy. I was having a huge panic, like the biggest one, and I was like saying, "He's a victim of sexual abuse and rape. Like, give me a minute, please." I'm shaking. I'm almost convulsing. I'm like, and they were saying, "No, you're acting. I've seen it before. You're acting." And I was going, "Help, help!" I really relive my abuse on a sofa, like being made to do something that I didn't want to do, and I wasn't even. I was saying, "I'm not resisting. Just give me a minute, please." Gave me like 5-10 minutes, but I was still like really, really intense. And then they just dragged me in. And then you try and complain, but the problem is when you complain to the police, you're complaining to the police about the police. They're just cover for the mates. And then you've made a mark. You've got a target on your back. Then, just what happened to me, because I'd never had any dealings with them, and when I did, I thought there must be nobility. It must be like that ACAB thing. I used to think that's such bad taste, and I don't agree with it still, but I can understand why people get upset. Like they do, they're not always that nice, and there's some in there that do abuse their power, and yeah, like I relive my abuse, and it's a good thing in a way because I was able to then let go of it to a bigger extent, but yeah, wild, scary, actually, scary, because there's nothing you can do. Unfortunately, I was able to, could have read the chimp paradox. Since that, I've been able to control my emotions and choicefully show anger. So even in a situation where I've been goaded, which happened like bad, one guy came in and it was like, right, I need to take all this baby stuff. You're not going to see the baby after the birth. Like really bullying, really horrible, really nasty. Like laughing, almost trying to goad me, saying you're not going to be with your baby after the birth. I didn't react. Although there was one time where they were there, and I was talking to the two bobbies, and they were absolutely sound, and just explaining the situations, whatever. And what was the guy saying? He was being a bellend. He really was being a twat. There's this one guy, he's just a tit, proper power trip, proper gimp, proper. It's scary actually and sad, and maybe I'm dissociating from the anger of it, but yeah, he said something. I can't remember what he said. Something. It was like trying to goad me, and then he's in front of another sergeant and two of the bobbies. And it was like he was trying to have a go at me, saying, "If I don't stop talking, because they don't like it when you tell them the truth, but calmly, because they can't do anything about it." So he just got nasty, and then was like, "If you don't stop answering back," or something like that, he's like, "If you don't stop answering back and speak and shouting, I'm gonna have to take you." And I got short. The only one who's shouting and raising their voice is you. And then he came up with some bullshit reason why it's okay for him to shout. It's just like, oh God. But these are the people that are supposed to like keep us safe. It's like scary. I'd never had any experience of it. It is fucking scary. Cause like, there's so many sound people in the police. Like I've made friends. I've been arrested and then made friends with the guys, and it's quite sad. Like one guy was talking about, he goes to hotels on his own and sometimes and watches the TV. Just a really nice bit of lonely lad, kind of like myself in a way. I ended up making friends with them. We were talking about TV shows and this and that, and yeah, like they can be really cool dudes and girls. Like I've made friends when I've been in there with the police, because But then there's some bad actors that have the control, and then you can't complain about them because the people that you complain to are in it, because you can't move up that side of the police without having witnessed heavy shit and changing. And they don't do the mental health stuff. I've asked a number of times when I've gone in, and I said to the young lads that I've been getting on with, like, you should really make sure that you take advantage of the free therapy, because this is stuff that's going to affect you your whole life. Otherwise you'll end up like them. One time I was in the back of the van, and they literally think they're in GTA, like ragging it, like the most, like scarily ragging it for like no reason. And like I said, and then there was another Bobby in the back, and I was like saying, "Can you ask him to slow down, please?" And he was holding on and like looked scared, and I was like, "Can you slow down, please?" He's just like literally properly ragging it, and it's like, is this how this operates? Is this how this operates? Yeah? Where is the nobility? Where is the... It's just a lost sense of reason. And it's impossible for any form of reform, because it's all about statistics and government parties and politicians and stuff. But yeah, thank God the era of the politicians seems to be coming to an end, because that's just a big boys club as well. That's what I noticed with the police. There's elements of just big boys club, which is not conducive to harmony, which should be the ultimate goal. So having seen that, I am pleased that I've seen it, because otherwise I never would have known. But it's like, it hurt and it was hard, it was challenging, and I'm glad it happened. But like, yeah, like it isn't, for those who haven't been involved, it's not what you'd hope for, let me say. It's very, very abusive, very, very toxic, very, very misuse of power. Very sad, very disappointing, very scary. But, you know, hopefully, you know, with the end of I feel like we're at the end of an era with regards to society, in terms of there's a mass awakening of sort of mental health and positive vibes, and, you know, slogan t-shirts with love yourself and things like that. And that is raising everybody's energy, everybody's vibration. It's raising everybody up, that kind of thing. And it appears that people are becoming more consciously aware of the globalist elite that control everything, that don't have your best interests at heart, and that's good. That's good. I don't feel like, haha, I told you so at all, because it's scary, and it's a big bitter pill to swallow when you realise that the people who are supposed to have your best interests at heart don't. It's scary, and it takes some adjusting to, and they're really clinging on now through the BBC and the media and stuff like that. They're really clinging on. I shared a video on Instagram about they were absconding is not the right word, is it? Scolding a politician who was being there to raise awareness of the grooming gang scandal. And the two TV presenters were really grilling her about how she hadn't watched this Adolescence thing on Netflix, which I refuse to watch because it's just social conditioning, probably. And Stephen Graham shouldn't be doing stuff like that. I thought better of him. Although I don't know him, and I shouldn't really say that. And I don't know the ins and outs or information or have any judgment. It was very judgmental. It was very judgmental. But yeah, they were kicking off with her about how she hadn't watched it, and she was like, "Well, actually, I deal with these problems. Like, I don't need to go and watch a fictional. Why is it that I'm getting told off for not watching a fictional TV show? I go and deal with these problems. I go and do something about it in the real world." And they were really pushing it, and it was so clear that they were just like clinging on for dear life now. They're pushing this misogyny agenda, I think they probably realise the only thing they've got left is the military, and they're probably running out of money so badly that the only thing that they've got left is, if there's an uprising, they can't do anything about it. Basically, we've given away all the territories. We've got no money. We've got no natural resources. We're completely in debt. The country's fallen apart. The culture's being eroded. It's being taken over by other nationalities because of the years and years and years of immigration, probably to boost political statistics and economic statistics. And now, yeah, we're in a difficult spot. I lost my trail of thought. It's a difficult time in the UK at the moment, I would suggest. And I don't know how much hope I have, which is scary because I would like to fight for it, but I don't know. I think it's probably gone. I think the only way is that we integrate, because the enemy isn't the other side. That's not what it is. We're led to believe that the enemy's the other side, like extremists of any form, is the problem. And when you go into that, it's basically just good against bad. It's not Islam this or Christianity that or Jew this or Hamas that or whatever they call it. It is, when you really drill back on it, it is just good against bad. So as soon as we realise that we're all bottles of water, it doesn't matter if you've got a blue label or black label, a yellow label, a pink label, we're all got water inside. We're all bottles of water. And as soon as we realise that, and we start to integrate and we try and take down the negative energy as opposed to take down this person or this group, as soon as we realise that we're not actually going after a group, we're going after the negative energy, the negative spirit, the evil or whatever, that's when we can make actual progress and we can all live in harmony. And I don't understand why that's not the goal of everybody. But well, I do actually, because of capitalism. And that seems to be changing, because the people that control capitalism are the same people that control your TV and what everyone thinks. So I think they're probably trying to prevent an uprising of the military age males. I think they probably know that that's the only tool that they've got left, and they probably understand that they're very scared about that as well. So one thing that I really do want to share on here is the way that this works, from my understanding, having thought about it. People like Manchester and Liverpool, so we live in terms of, so for example, there's been a football rivalry. We think in terms of Manchester versus Liverpool. I hate Scousers, hate Manx, whatever. We don't think in terms of a collective Northwest, for example. So, for example, the Northwest has the most budding central hub of football probably in the world. But we're all divided. And imagine how much power we would have if it was Liverpool United. I think I've spoken about that before. But if you think about that in a wider context and a more broad context of people, you know, more people are waking up to the fact that the system is set up for us to fail. Think about your council tax, think about your car insurance, because all the people with the money that own all those companies are all in bed together. And people are waking up to that, which is great, but it's also scary, and we also need to do something about it. And we need to come together, and we need to understand that we're not fighting black, white, red, blue. We're fighting good and bad. And there's twat Christians, there's twat Muslims, there's twat Jews, there's, you know, it's not about what colour or creed or race or religion you are. It's about good against bad and all coming together to create harmony. We can live in harmony. The system is set up for us to fail. Why are they not spending money on low-income area schools if they want to benefit the country? Why would that not raise GDP? Why would not investing in low-income areas in the north, especially from what I've seen? I mean, I haven't seen the whole of the country. Why is that not a priority? Because then you create leaders, you create business leaders, you create better people, there's a brain swell instead of a brain dump. People don't leave All the good people are going to Dubai and stuff, but why aren't we training the kids that are in underdeprived areas, put money into this thing and grow the country, build the country, build the working class so there isn't one anymore. There doesn't need to be a working class. There doesn't. But they have to have opportunity and they have to have better education. And we have to live not in a society that drives us into wanting bloody Ferraris and shit like that, which can't make you happy. Capitalism doesn't work. It creates divide. Oh man, I'm done in now. That's enough. My neck's killing. It's heavy shit, but it's true. So, boxing went well. I'm proud of myself for going. And I'm going to spar Woody on the weekend, my mate in London, so I'm very excited about that. Eubank Ben. Jeez Louise. Peace out, internet. What, this is a YouTube thing, isn't it? And then you stop it. I have to move my hand because I've pressed the stop button.